down to the wire. In fact, fewer than 900 of those on the Red Sea coral. All right, moving right along to these magnificent pieces. And what we've got here is that also Iron Mountain turquoise. It's a gorgeous cuff. Look at the size of that beautiful piece in the center there. Notice the silver work as well with those scalloped edges, how gorgeous that is. And really, nobody does cuffs quite like you, Jay. We don't have to be worried about that enormous 42 by 22 piece of turquoise popping out here. Absolutely stunning. It'll fit, we say, fits a 6 to a 7¼ inch wrist. Final 115 of these, we've taken $50 off for you to get that home.
Well, the thing with this, and you know, if you look at these and how they're done and how they're handcrafted,
yeah.
Okay, you can see this cabochon, all this sets, okay, the cuff itself
look at that.
Is made on top.
Piece.
And so you can see this is a whole independent of that. Why that is so important is, I know that they're giving you the dimensions on this, but I have a fairly large wrist. I can pop this on my wrist easily. Leslie's got a very small, petite wrist, and she can squeeze it down. And so it's very versatile, and the reason you can do that, though, is because it's constructed by hand, and it's made out of sterling silver sheet material. Normally, I bring a piece of the sheet material to show you what I'm talking about, but it's actually custom made for us in a foundry in the United States, and then we give it to our silversmiths, and our silversmiths work their magic from there. What is so important about that is that this is old school. This is, you know, silversmithing. You have to have silversmiths. You know, you can't have untrained people to do that. That's the only way you can work with it. Also, I'll tell you this right now. The United States is the only place I'm aware of in the world where you can get sterling silver sheet material to work for. Now, there are other countries that work with silver, but if you can see how they do it, you don't never know if you're really getting 925. They take it, they melt it, they beat it out, then they run it through these machines that roll it. It's called a rolling mill, and that's what they work for. Work with. It doesn't have the tensile strength, and there's no way to guarantee the purity. The only place that you can get really actually the best sterling silver sheet material, and this is custom made for us, the only way you can do it, the only way is by the United States, and we have it custom made to our specifications. Right. So that's not work, that's just the material that we work with. And then you've got all the art and the labor and everything on top of that that you work with. But you know, one of the things about our cuffs is they're so versatile, and they always give those sizes, but that's, you know, that's why I always like to demonstrate that, because it's not really necessarily true. Right. Okay, that fits you perfectly now because you squeezed it round, right? I could take that right off your wrist, and I could put it right on my wrist.
As well. So, yeah, and that's how flexible that silver is as well. Lots of silver in this piece, but look at the giant oval in the center, because that is the glory right there. Customer pick. I hope you read the reviews. This is heading for sellout now. Fewer than 100 of these remaining, with, gosh, about 200 of you in the ordering process. This will go. But, I mean, that's an enormous amount of turquoise in that gorgeous frame that you've put in there. It's two separate pieces, which means Jay does that for a reason. So you know what? Every time you bend this to hug it on your wrist, to stretch it out. Okay,
you don't have to worry about so if this was cast, or if they didn't do this, so they're engineered not only for the size but the quality, but this is really engineering that they do, and that really is part of the art of this. This is a separate, if this was connected to this bezel cup, if you didn't separate that, then there would be a stress point here. So if you actually bent that cuff in, you're going to pop that cabochon. Right. This you can bend out, you can bend it in. Now, I'm not sit there, you don't want to sit there and go like that, but I'm just telling you, like you have your cuffs and things. But okay, like Leslie had that on.
Okay, you're going to pop it on as well.
And we could do a wrist compare. Okay, okay, she has a much smaller wrist. Okay, much smaller wrist than me. Would you agree with that? Okay, let me give you this. Okay, look at this. Okay, check this out.
Lots of silver, lots of turquoise. Look at that.
Is that cool?
Jay, you can rock that.
So that's what I'm saying. Actually, you know, I have things I wear that are like this. Yeah, I really like this. But
and it's heading for sellout, Jay.
Here again,
so they're moving us along.
It's not just the design.